Namo Namaste Gurave Mahatmane Vimukta Sangaya Saduttamaya Nityadvayananda Rasaswarupine Bhumne Sada Paradayam Budhamne Namaste Namaste Vibho Vishwamurte Namaste Namaste Chidanandamurte Namaste Namaste Tapoyogagamya Namaste Namaste Shruti Jnanagamya Swarajya Samrajya Vibhutiresha Bhavat Kripa Shri Mahima Prasadat Prapta Maya Shri Gurave Mahatmani Namo Namaste Stu Punarnamostu Namo Namaste Stu Punarnamostu Namo Namaste Stu Punarnamostu Namastasmai Sadaikasmai Kasmai Chinmahase Namaha Yadetad Vishwarupena Rajate Guru Rajate Yadetad Vishwarupena Rajate Guru Rajate. Hari. The subject is stable-mindedness through challenges. So this is a challenge which I have to overcome. Remain stable-minded through the challenges. Suppose you have joined a new company or you have promoted to another position and you go there and find that the previous job, although the salary was less, but the people were quite supportive, they were working well. But here I find that the people are not working, they are not listening to me also. So how do I get the proper result working here? So normally our mind will say that let us leave and go somewhere else. Is it not? But going somewhere else is never a solution because there again some other problem will be there. Otherwise, why did you leave the previous job? There also some problem must have been there which you were not happy with. So here spirituality comes to our help, that it always says that before looking outside, look within. For what? That how can I extract the best efficiency and excellence in remaining in a situation, given a situation. Normally excellence we mean that when we are performing very well, the product is very good, we say excellent performance. But we would say that the excellence it's a quality of the mind, it's a character of the mind. That is, wherever you are, your excellence should be the watchword. That is, even if the product, how the product will be there, we don't know. It depends on various other factors. But have I performed excellently or not? That is, here I find that the people, my subordinates, they are not working properly, they are not listening and all. What can I do under such a situation? Call them in a loving manner, explain to them that unless we do good for the company, our future is depending on the company's future. So should we not somehow try to make the company shine in proper manner with better result and all? And when we start loving people, including them, not exclude them and say that they are all useless, so I go somewhere else. But whatever they are, we accept them, we own them up and try to bring out the best result out of it. That quality we call the excellence and the successful mindset. That is, it is not only the successful product at the end of the job, but always where we are performing every day in the performance. It should be excellent and it should be successful mindset with which we work. That is not possible without a stable-mindedness. Stable-mindedness means not getting affected by whatever the situation is, not getting affected by whatever the result. Maybe we had expected something that has not come out, it's not so favorable. We can look into it, everything we can go into it, but finally, you cannot simply get depressed because the result is not proper. If we have done our best, if the other people also, we tried to do our best, okay, the result has not come, I will try again and let us see what are the things which have gone wrong. Now, how does Bhagavad Gita or spirituality come in there? In Bhagavad Gita, right in the beginning, we find that Arjuna, in spite of all his preparations, all his 14 years of tapasya, when he comes, he gets absolutely unnerved. Why? He knew everything, whom he is going to fight, who are the people fighting on their side as well as that side. It's not that he did not know. But coming to the site, seeing on Bhishma, his most beloved grandfather and the most respected teacher, Drona, standing on the enemy side, it was altogether new. So far he knew it. It's not that he did not know. But there, being in the situation, he found that how is it possible? How can I fight my most beloved grandfather on whose lap I have grown? How can I fight my own teacher who has given me the best of the tuition in archery and I am going to throw arrow at him? So, as Bhagavad Gita says or Mahabharata says that he was shedding, he was sweating, he was shivering, he was shedding tears. He sat on the ground, leaving the chariot, saying that I cannot fight. Why? Not only that, he had some idea about what is right, what is wrong. Applying that, he gave a long tuition to Krishna that what we are going to do is wrong. The whole first chapter is Arjuna's lecture, not Krishna's lecture. It is Arjuna's lecture to Krishna. And the main point what I want to point out is that he said, Ahovata mahat papam kattum vyavasita vayam yat rajya sukha lobhena hantum swajana mudyataha. That we are out to commit a great sin. That out of the greed for yat rajya sukha lobhena, out of greed for enjoying the comfort of kingship, winning the kingdom, we are going to kill our own people, particularly my most beloved grandfather and the respected teacher. So it's a great sin. Whereas Krishna was not looking at it at all. Every lecture it ends with, every instruction it ends with Tasmat Yudhyasva Bharata. He did not say, Arjuna said that I will go to the forest and do tapasya, I will take up sannyas, I will live on alms. But I will not fight this war. But Krishna is repeatedly saying, no, you have to fight. Tasmat Yudhyasva. All the truth was given about our real identity, about Brahman, about God, about the good, about the qualities of a good person. Everything was spoken of. But it ends with Tasmat Yudhyasva Bharata. Therefore you fight. That means all the qualities that are those which are enumerated there, they are not to be had by sitting in meditation in the forest. But For Arjuna at least, those qualities have to be acquired by coursing through the war, which was a great challenge for him. It's not an ordinary war. In that war, he has to fight himself in the war field. And fight whom? His own kith and kin, and particularly the most beloved grandfather whose words he was always listening, and the teacher also. So, the whole instruction is to change his mindset. That Arjuna, you said that you are fighting the war for the greed, for enjoying the comfort of kingship. I don't want you to fight for that at all. I want you to have a much larger mindset. The whole design of this war is because most of the kings have become corrupt. And the society has to be saved from this corrupt rulership. I would like to establish a righteous rulership on earth, on Bharatvarsha. And being warrior, you are supposed to fight it to establish the righteous rule on earth. It is not for your enjoying the kingdom or the comfort of the kingdom at all. You may not win the war. You may die most of the people died also. You may die in the process, you may not win the kingdom, but you should be fulfilled that you have given your life for the saving the society from destruction. So, what is this that to do whatever we are fit to do and whatever is the need of the society or so, we are not able to do because of our various sentimental connections, sentimental associations, our emotional associations. How can I overcome that? So normally all the actions are regarded as hindrance to our spiritual sadhana. Those who practice a little at least, they will always consider, they always say that, Swamiji, how can we do? Because I have to run the family, I have to go to the office every day, the whole day goes in that. Maximum I can get 15 minutes to do meditation. This is a common problem everywhere. So, Krishna or Vedavyasa came with Bhagavad Gita as an instruction which will be applicable to anybody, anywhere, engaged in any kind of activity. It is not asking us to leave any activity and do something else. It is saying that you remain active in the same field, do the same work, but with a changed mindset. That is the instruction of Bhagavad Gita. What is that? So, normally the activities which are considered to be hindrance to our spiritual evolution or sadhana, pursuit, those activities have to be used as instrument for liberation. That means whatever the goal of the Upanishads, that ultimate aim of our life to attain the truth or become fulfilled in every aspect of it, emotionally fulfilled, intelligently fulfilled, every way to become a fulfilled person. For that, they have not said that the meditation is not necessary, but it depends on our fitness, which path we will take. That means as long as we are not fit for completely giving to the, we call it exclusive jnana nishtha, exclusive knowledge orientation, where nothing will disturb our mind. The people who are almost freed of all kinds of desire, attraction, repulsion, etc., they can take to it. They can easily meditate, they can take to the Shastras, they will understand the Shastras, they can pursue their usual sadhana. We call it Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. That is listening to the truth, then analyzing the truth, and then finally completely get immersed in the contemplation. But for general people it is not possible. So, is it that they cannot pursue this goal or wait for their retirement, or when some mind will become peaceful, then only they will pursue. This was the idea. That is why the Upanishadic pursuit was restricted to very, very, very few people. Almost nobody was doing except the renunciates. In Bhagavad Gita, the whole picture has been put against the war background to show that we cannot conceive of an activity which is more engaging than war. War means those kind, where you have to fight with your bow and arrow right in the battlefield, from the morning to evening. That kind of an engagement we cannot even imagine. What to speak of our ordinary office or family life or so. We cannot imagine that kind of engagement. If that activity also can be made an instrument for liberation, to attain the same goal as the Upanishads declare, then can we not pursue this when we are engaged in any activity of life? So there, Bhagavad Gita, we say that it's a revolutionary presentation. It has presented in the manner that anybody in any phase of life should be able to take to this pursuit, provided he is ready to expand his mind, make his mind impersonal, impartial, which all the managers will covet such qualities, impersonality, impartiality. With that, become fit to pursue the goal which the Upanishads declare. Now, after Krishna has spoken about the knowledge of our real identity, Atma we say, Atma means where from the I is coming. According to the Shastras, Atma is defined as Aham Pratyaya Gocharaha. That the conviction that I am, it is everybody has within. Even if I prove that you are not going to accept. You will say that, no, I know I am. Although you cannot see the I with the eyes, the I, ego with the eyes. You cannot see, you cannot hear. With any of the senses you cannot perceive the I. But still you know that I am. Nobody can disprove it. Even if you conclude by mathematics or anything, you are not going to accept it. So, this is called the conviction that I-ness is coming from us. That is called the Atma. That is the real, that is the identity. Now normally we feel that the I, whatever idea we have about the I, in that we are mixing up what is our body like, what is our mind like, what is our emotion. All these things are, I say that I am sorry, I am happy. Now, actually I am knowing that the mind is unhappy today or the mind is happy today. But I say also sometimes that my mind is depressed today. Do we not say? My mind is depressed today. In one sense you are saying I am depressed, again you are saying my mind is depressed. So there is a confusion of subject-object definitely there. So we have to examine our idea of what do I think, who am I? And when we actually try to explore that, we go within to find out where from that I is coming. It is very simple that we find that the I is the knower of the body, knower of the mind, knower of the intelligence, knower of the emotions. So I is not attached to any of them at all. So the first instruction of Krishna was on this Atma. That this Atma, what we are finding, we have the idea of Atma, it is body, mind, limited, individual egoistic entity. It is not so. When we go deeper and deeper within to find out who am I, we find that this I is not limited by the body-mind at all. This I is not separate for separate bodies or mind at all. This I is the observer of the external universe as well as the internal universe of mind, thoughts, everything. This is where the whole universe is appearing to be, in which the universe of which my body-mind personality is a small speck. The whole creation of which my body-mind personality is a small speck is appearing in this I. So we cannot call this I to be limited by within the body, limited by the body. But the body is only one appearance in that I. So there is a complete shift of the identity here, that our small identity, body-mind limited identity, gets shifted to an universal, or you can say better word is transcendental identity, in which the whole universe is an object, floating like an object, but the I is the subject of it. It is not an object which you can see from, which you can know as anything different from you. Now, after saying all this, Arjuna says that Krishna, since you have said that this is the highest knowledge, this is the highest goal, this is the goal we should pursue, then why are you asking me to fight? I should go to the forest and pursue this goal. Then Krishna says, you are not fit for that. There is a fitness for anything you are pursuing, there is a fitness. Suppose you have studied only up to class 7 and then you claim that I will now do the PhD, or I will study MSc. As our small boy was saying that he wants to drive the car. When we were coming today, he wanted to drive the car. And he was quite insistent about it, that his parents are not allowing him to drive the car. Now, we cannot allow him to drive the car. Why? Because he is not fit. He has to learn, he has to grow, all these things are there. Like that, any pursuit also, we have to take to a pursuit by which we will evolve, we will grow. If we take the wrong pursuit, then our time will be wasted and it may result in some adverse outcome also. So Krishna was there to tell him that this is not for you. The Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana, the Upanishadic pursuit, which is called Kevala Jnana Nishtha, or exclusive knowledge pursuit, Arjuna, it is not for you. But you will attain the same goal if you listen to me and pursue this goal through your activity. That is Tasmad Yuddhasva Bharata. You fight. And through the fight, what do you have to do? You have to change your mindset from something you will gain from the war, you will win the war, gain from the war, and that will make you happy. That mindset has to be changed. You are fit for fighting the war, you fight the war, you may win, you may not win. Whatever are the consequences, if you win, you have to rule the kingdom. And a good king will never be, it is not a comfortable life at all. If a good king is sitting on the throne, it is a crown of thorn. It's not at all easy. He has to punish people, he has to reward people, he has to rule, see that the whole kingdom is running all right. So, the question is whether you are ready to change your mindset or not. The process, as he said there, is, we say karma yoga, but Bhagavad Gita itself refers to as buddhi yoga. That buddhi yoga, that ordinary karma, ordinary actions you are performing anything getting established in buddhi yoga is far, far superior. And what do you do there? Why are we discussing these things? This is the way to stable-mindedness through all the challenges. That is why we are doing. So, after he has explained that what is our real identity, which we call Atma, and we come to know that Atma is nothing different from Brahman. It is the substratum of the whole universe. We may not have done the meditation and discovered firsthand who am I. All these are known, that we have not. Even then, can we not progress on that way is the question. So Arjuna put a very intelligent question at that point. After Krishna has explained everything about the Atma, he says that I have theoretically understood what you said, Krishna, but tell me a person, because this, what is this truth? The Atma is universal, Brahman is universal, that there is no difference at all, no personal, individual difference at all. So we should understand that with such a Brahman, such a truth, nothing can be done. This is a common misconception. People ask quite often that if I am constantly absorbed in the Brahman, how can I work, Swamiji? If one is absorbed in the universality of that kind, how can you work? Because there is no division at all. There is no difference at all. The whole world is running on variety. The creation means variety. And we are doing anything, it is because of variety. We are trying to do something, attaining, gaining something, it is because the variety is true for us. So if you are in the truth of everything is same, then where is the question of acting in that? There is no question. But the question should be that if a person has realized the truth of his real identity, that it is you are, I am universal, I am all pervading. In me, the whole universe is appearing to be. Once he has realized this truth, his functioning in the universe, in the world, will become, there will be some effect of this realization. So, how will that person function in the world? It comes in Bhagavad Gita as 2.55 or so. Sthita prajnasya ka bhasha samadhis 2.54 I think. Sthita prajnasya ka bhasha samadhisthasya keshava sthitadhi kim prabhasheta kim asita brajeta kim. The two sentences are asking about two aspects of life. The first one is samadhisthasya sthita prajnasya ka bhasha. Means what is the definition of a sthita prajna, means whose consciousness has become stabilized. That means in our deep sleep also our consciousness is not functioning, not doing anything. But at that time we don't have the prajna, we don't have the awareness of it, so we don't come to know that the consciousness is stable now. Whereas a person in samadhi, samadhisthasya sthita prajnasya ka bhasha. When a person is in nirvikalpa samadhi or samadhi, then his mind, intelligence, emotion, nothing is functioning, nothing is acting, but he is not sleeping. So you can as well call it a wakeful sleep. That is, you know, in sleep you are not able to remember after that what was the state, because the impression on the memory, nothing is there. The awareness was not there. Whereas in this case, you are not sleeping. No faculty in you is sleeping, but nothing is functioning. So you come to know what is this state where everything becomes non-acting. In Yoga Shastra and all, it is called when there is no vritti or no movement in the consciousness. So the first question is, how do you define a person, sthita prajna, whose prajna, the buddhi, the mind, the inner consciousness has become stable? How do you define it? And the second point is all the more important, because he says that when the sthita prajna is coming out of this meditative state, samadhi state, don't miss the word, samadhisthasya sthita prajnasya ka bhasha. A sthita prajna who is in samadhi, what is the definition? Next is, when he has come out of the samadhi, sthita dhihi, then also there is a change in his buddhi. These are very important. Before the sthita prajna state, his intelligence, mind, they were of one kind. Now this sthita prajna state is definitely to incorporate some change. It must be introducing some change in his personality. So he is asking, Sthitadhi kim prabhasheta kim asita brajeta kim. It's a figurative expression that a Sthitadhi, how will he speak, how will he sit, how will he move around. That means he is talking about the interactive life. So a person who has attained this samadhi, the sthita prajnata, he will not behave like ordinary person afterwards also. Definitely there will be a change in the interactive life. Now, why Arjuna is asking? Because this samadhisthasa, that state is not applicable when he had to fight the war. Do you get my point? He is about to, it is just before the war, or those who are interactive, you can say, or we need not bring it. For anybody it is applicable. That state is not possible. But does it mean that then he will not be able to attain the goal? What Krishna says, no, he will be able to. So his process will be that a person who has become a knower, who is a sthita prajna, definitely by knowing the truth of his real identity, knowing his real identity, he will be interacting in a different manner. So what are those qualities he wanted to ask? Sitadhi kim prabhasheta kim asita brajeta kim. So there has been some change in his dhi, in his understanding, in his buddhi, in his prajna. It's not just a steady state of samadhi where nothing was there, he was not acting. In his active state also the intelligence has undergone a change. And with that definitely he will interact with the world in a different manner. So from 2.56 onwards, it is called Sthita Prajna Darshana, where the stable-minded nature of the person is discussed. I am not going into that. Now, why that discussion is coming in? Because whatever is the result of this Sthita Prajna, of this attainment, those results, the characteristics shown in the knower, we can definitely try to follow those characteristics. We can definitely try to imbibe those qualities of the knower which he displays when he has known. So in his case, it is an offshoot of realizing the final ultimate truth. But for others, those who are not able to go into the samadhi state, for them they need not wait for it or sit and remain unsuccessful about it. What they should do is to try to imbibe the interactive characteristics of that person, of a knower. Sthita prajnasya lakshanani tani eva sadhanani. That whatever are the characteristics of a sthita prajna, for a sadhak, for a pursuer, those are the sadhana or the pursuit, that is imbibing the qualities with which he will have the interactive life. So what is happening is that in this interactive sadhana or interactional pursuit, what I wanted to show you, there I have shown by some box diagram and all, that our normal state, our usual state is that always in our personality there will be two forces working. One is always giving indulgence to our sensory enjoyment and all that, which we can say a lower tendency. That means which we will try to completely slave. Generally we are slave to the circumstances. Suppose even the food is not proper, immediately we lose our self-centeredness, is it not? Oh, he has slept off. I was referring to him that the moment it is not chocolate or something, it is something which he doesn't like, then he starts all his tantrum. So we also do that whatever is, I started with the office situation. Now, are we not doing that whenever the situation is unfavorable, that is also initially, right in the beginning, what I said, we have joined a new job and there we find that the people are not favorable. So whenever something is unfavorable, we immediately lose our self-centeredness and we want to change the situation. Whereas spirituality is asking us to change our own response to the situation, our own reaction to the situation. So normally we are slave to the world. That suppose somebody, you are in very good mood today, suddenly your friend comes and makes some abusive remarks, which may not be true of you. It just like that he makes. Immediately we give return abuses also. Is it not? That means we have already lost the game, we have lost our self-centeredness. You know about Buddha, that how he did, I have told earlier also, but I don't know, you may not have been there, that Buddha became very famous in his life because that was a very our country, the India was passing through a very low, the era to era, a society will go up and go down. It's a very low ebb India was passing through. That we can easily understand because when Buddha had a question, genuine question, he moved from ashram to ashram. He did not get any answer. Not only that, he found corruption everywhere, that they were given human sacrifice also, animal sacrifice, and all these were going on. Nobody could answer his question. So finally he sat under the tree saying that until I get clarity, a clear reply to my enquiry, I am not going to get up from this seat. That is a shloka. Ihasane shushyatu me shariram tvagasti mamsam. That in this seat I am sitting today, let my body get perished, let my flesh get dried, let my tvagasti mamsam, that all the skin fall. That is, let the body get degenerated, no food, hunger, thirst, everything will take over. But I am not going to get up from my seat until I get the clarity, whatever my yearning is. And then he got the clarity, and that is how he became Buddha. Now he became so famous that as the Tantrikas were ruling the roost, at that time they were happy with their practices and all, they got very annoyed with Buddha. And one chief Tantrika came one day, he was sitting under a tree, and he came and started abusing Buddha quite a lot. He went on abusing. Buddha did not say anything at all. Then the person got all the more annoyed, because suppose you are abusing somebody and you don't find any reaction in him, naturally it will upset you. So he finally said that, oh, you don't consider me even a human being? I am talking to you for 10 minutes, you don't find anything, any meaning in that, you don't reply. Then Buddha came out with his reply, which is famous and which is known as a Bhartrihari's shloka also. There are maybe both, it is true. Bhartrihari's shloka, it is true, but in Buddhist literature it is as Buddha's statement, which says that dadatu dadatu gali galimantah bhavantaha. That means you go on giving me abuses. Because in this world, a person can give whatever he has. A rich person can give you money. You have enough of stock of gali. Gali means abuses. You have enough stock of abuses. So you can give me abuses. I don't have any stock, any abuse in my stock. How can I give you anything in return? So this I am saying only to, whether it happened to Buddha or not, it doesn't matter. It tells us that how we can remain stable-minded. Normally, why are we getting agitated? When somebody is abusing, we are immediately losing our self-centeredness and we are throwing return abuse and we are getting completely upset about it. That I have not done it, but he is saying like that. I can never forgive him, I will never forget about it also. One person said that till my body goes on to the pyre, I will never forget. But the other person who told him something, he has forgotten. And he is happily moving around. But this person who received that abuses, he is not able to forget at all. This is our state. Now what is the difference? In this case, how could Buddha remain like that? That means, if there is any truth in whatever other people are saying, we should thank him and we should correct whatever wrong we have. If there is no truth, then why should it bother us? Suppose whatever he is saying, there is no truth in it. I am not like that. Then why should it bother us?
It may not just be words, it may also be actions against it.
Actions, if it is necessary, you have to protect yourself. For that you can give smilingly and lovingly, you give a slap. You can, workplace you need not slap, but you can punish and give that. It is not that we will become weak. What Buddha did, it is not from a platform of weakness, but platform of strength. So when we develop our inner strength sufficiently, then we will be able to deal with any situation in an effective manner. And what makes us strongest is our love. When we love everybody, own up everybody. In a workplace, before correcting anybody, if we own up that person, actually then only we deserve the right to criticize and bring in correction. If we don't own, generally we don't own them up. And if we just criticize, then it doesn't correct them really. So stable-mindedness is such a state that you are not behaving from a constricted mindset everywhere. You are always owning up the whole world. And that, loving the whole world, that puts you in a very strong position. And from the higher pedestal you are working. Yes, definitely. Every delusion. That is what today morning also we were discussing, that the how to bring up a child. We were having a discussion. The bringing up a child means bringing up yourself. To bring up a child, we have to bring up yourself, because we are also not fully fit to bring up our child. Why? Because whatever the child is doing, if we just say don't do this, don't do that and all, he is not going to listen. We have to, first of all, we have to listen to what one is saying and think about it, that what can be the reply possible. What should I tell him so that his mind will not be working in the manner it is working now. To understand that and think about opening, a way to overcome that, it means a lot of creativity and patience and whatnot. So when we do that, we are always at a stronger position. Now what happens is that the child, by shouting, by crying, by howling, they get their things done. Is it not? But we have to have that strength to, shout, but he has to look after his mind. I must see that he manages his mind well, so that he grows up well. So my reaction also to that is immediately to react to that and give a slap or shout at him or so. This is again, we have lost the game. We are weak there. So we have to first of all have the patience of taking in whatever he is doing and then thinking of the way out and then suggesting the way. And it has to be, in a child we don't have to say love is already there. But for other cases we have to love the person, own up the person to affect that. Nothing is easy, but it is so fulfilling that once you really do in real life, when you do, that will be the impetus to make you do again. First time it might be difficult, you can say, because you don't know. The moment you do it once, you will find that, is it like that? Because it's a great relief, great freedom. You understand nature's working, the forces of nature, how do they work. You do it about 10 times, then it becomes your almost habit after that. So every time we live this kind of a knowledge or so, it makes us more and more, it strengthens us more and more, and finally we get used to do like that. What I was saying, I have forgotten. Sthita Prajna, I was saying. I was explaining you that slide which is not there. That normally our senses are slave to the situation, whatever is happening. In that respect, I have given the example of Buddha, that it is not only objective sense, but the mind also is getting upset by getting something unfavorable from the world. Whereas Buddha's case, how could he remain stable there? Now, following the senses, generally the mind also will be slave to the world, because the mind is getting upset. The moment things are not favorable, the mind is getting upset. And following that, our intelligence also is generally working as a slave to the world. Because suppose a thief, he wants to usurp others' properties. The mind is already helping his senses and all. But the intelligence also will tell him that how to do it. So intelligence is not always working in a friendly manner. It is working to put us into trouble also. So normally our senses are slave to the objective situation. The mind is slave to the senses, as well as mind has got another kind of slavery. Not only senses, the mind has got ambition, the mind has got various desires, not only sensory desire, other desires. So the mind has got its own various parameters which is making it slave to the world. And following the mind, the intelligence also becomes slave to the world. So we remain slave. Now the whole point is to reverse this cycle, which in Bhagavad Gita 6th chapter, Uddharet Atmana Atmanam, Na Atmanam Avasadayat. Everybody may know, those who have read. That is, to win over this slavery, that is the whole pursuit. That we want to become master of the world. We don't want to remain slave of the world. And master of the world doesn't mean that we have to become an emperor. If we become master of our emotions and mind and intelligence, we can handle the world. Even if the whole world gets pulverized, anything happen, we will not be upset by anything at all. So the whole order has to be reversed. How do we do it? The first thing is that in Bhagavad Gita, it is in 2 shlokas, it is spoken very well. He says, Indriyani paranyahuhu indriyebhyah param manah manasastu para buddhi yo buddhehe paratastu saha evam buddhehe param buddhva samstabhya atmanam atmana jahishatrum mahabaho kamarupam durasadam. The first shloka will do. Indriyani parani iti ahu. All the sense organs are extremely powerful, people say. It is so. Accepted, it is so. But indriyebhya param manah. What happened? The one speaker has gone or something has gone. Or the bass has gone. Are you able to hear? Then I will continue. So, able to hear. So let it be like this. Indriyebhya param manah. That means mind is superior to the sense organs. Why? Because without the association of the mind, the senses cannot do anything. Even if the eyes are seeing, if the mind is sleeping, we will not be able to see. All, whether it is seeing or listening or tasting, without the help of the mind, we will not be able to do. So the sense organs can be disciplined or corrected or refined or sublimated with the help of the mind. But how can we do it? Because the mind is already polluted. It is always following the sense organs and it is polluted by its own desires and all. He says, Manasastu para buddhi. The key remains in then employing the buddhi, the intelligence, to correct the mind. Because the mind will follow the intelligence. It should follow normally. But again the question will come that how will the intelligence be doing it? Because intelligence is also polluted. It is also slave to the... So the last portion of the shloka lies the key. Yo buddhehe paratastu saha. There is something superior to the buddhi. You know that evam buddhehe param buddhva. By understanding that which is superior to the intelligence also. Samstabhya atmanam atmana. By getting fully established in that, you can win over all the enemies. Enemies means our own enemies. So what is it saying? That intelligence is not the last thing. There is something still superior to the intelligence. He is indicating to that. And we have to understand that, we have to actualize that, and that part is not polluted by any of the desires or anything. because it is not associated with the worldly actions and interactions. This is what we said, that this discovery of jo buddhehe paraha, discovery of that which is superior to the buddhi. What is that? That is our I, which is the observer of the buddhi also. But we don't know its potential. We don't know its dimensions. So how do we do it? There is a simple way of doing it also. As long as we don't have that full understanding or realization, we can do it, because nobody can say that we don't have an inner voice. What is that inner voice? When you are doing something wrong, because of some greed or some ambition or something, you are compromising. Don't you feel deep within that you are feeling weak, you are feeling small? Can anybody say that we don't have that feeling? Everybody, because in reality that is our Atma. Our I, the real identity is that, which is universal, which is all powerful. So, whenever we are doing anything, there is an inner voice which is telling us whether it is right or wrong. But the problem is that we don't listen, we don't heed this inner voice because of our attraction and repulsion. We cling to what we like, we hate what we dislike, or we are intolerant about what we dislike, and that overpowers this inner voice. So normally we can say that the inner voice is very feeble. Actually it is not feeble. We are covering it up with our attraction and repulsion towards the world, towards the situations, whatever we want. So more and more we heed that inner voice, we will find that voice is becoming stronger and stronger. That means we are able to hear it more and more. Normally we are always suppressing it, throwing it away. But once we hear, we understand this is the way our inner voice means. Actually it is the I which is giving the direction. But you can say it is the anchorage of the buddhi in the real I. I wanted to explain this. When the intelligence is anchored in this true identity, then whatever we do is called buddhi yoga. This is the Bhagavad Gita yoga. The whole Bhagavad Gita is trying to make us anchor our intelligence in the truth, in the real identity. When the intelligence worked looking at that identity, then, anchored in that identity, then the intelligence can easily get rid of its pollutions. Such an intelligence can work on the mind and free the mind of its pollutions, and that mind can work on the senses to make them disciplined and get out of the clinging to what it likes and what it... Does it make sense? So this is the way forward in Bhagavad Gita, and this is called the Buddhi Yoga, because basically the Buddhi, the intelligence, is being anchored. Rather than it following the worldly servitude, that is slavery, it is always anchored normally in the mind, through the mind, in the senses, through the mind and senses, in the objects, objective situation. That anchorage you are reversing and anchoring the intelligence in our true identity, and from where all the instructions you are taking from that pure intelligence and proceeding with the mind and the senses. Can you show at least that chariot model, which will happen then? The light has come down a little, it can go. See, this is not from Bhagavad Gita, this is from Kathopanishad. But Kathopanishad and Bhagavad Gita are more or less, in many places they are identical. Now, normally a chariot will have either 2 or 4 or 8 horses. It is never odd number. Here it is 5 because we wanted to show the 5 senses. They are the horses of the chariot which is pulling the chariot. Then the rein, you can call the rein as the mind, which are linking the charioteer with the horses. Are you able to see or not? So it is linking the charioteer, the Sarathi we call, just as Krishna did. Krishna's role, the Sarathi. The charioteer cannot directly command the horses. He has to use the reins to control the horses, to make them move properly. So the reins they are representing the mind. But because the reins are inert, I have put a small charioteer in front. That is charioteer's grandson in front. Because the reins have their own problem also. The mind has its own problem. It is not just moving the senses. Mind has ambition, mind has so many kinds of corruption and all. So I wanted to use an active element there. So I have added the active element. In Kathopanishad sloka it is not there. The reins are compared with the mind. Now, what will the charioteer do? Suppose you have a driver. He is driving you. Instead of, now we don't have chariot, we have cars. So the driver is driving you. When he sits on the steering, is he starting it? Does he simply start and go wherever the motor is taking or the car is going? He drives. What is his first job? Ask the owner, ask the master, where do you want to go? Where do I have to drive the chariot? Is it not? So the intelligence has to first ask the master of the chariot, which is our Atma, which is our real identity, which is the inmost presence in us, which I am saying the inner voice also, you can say. Inner voice I am using, actually it is our real identity. So the charioteer, the buddhi, it must always ask the master of the chariot that what do you have to go? So at each junction he has to get the opinion of the master of the chariot, that where do I go, how to go and all that. Once he is anchored to the master, he passes on the order, command through the reins, through the mind, to the senses. And the senses will go accordingly, provided the senses are disciplined. That provided is very important, because without initially disciplining the senses, nobody will be able to even think also properly. If the senses are absolutely going haywire, then even you cannot listen to a lecture also, nothing can be done. So that kind of a moderate discipline has to be there for the senses, and that anybody ensures that the children grow with some sensory discipline and all. After that also we are not able to decide where to go, where not to go. So here the charioteer is taking the responsibility, the buddhi is taking the responsibility of always not to plug itself to the horses but to the master of the chariot and get the instruction from there, and accordingly he is pulling the rein and the horses are moving according to that. So this is the integrated personality we want to have. Then wherever the chariot is destined to go, it will be able to go. This is the suppose there is a challenge. Now immediately the horses will try to run away from there. We have to go uphill or something is there. The horses will not like to exert themselves. But the charioteer will have to activate through the reins the horses that no, we have to go there. Whenever there is a challenge in our life, the immediate response is generally to avoid it, is it not? But we will always say that anything happening in life, any challenge in life, consider it as an opportunity. Opportunity to grow to a higher dimension. Suppose as I took the first example of the office. Now, the initial will be that I am not able to work here, let me go away. And you leave and go, any number of times you change, it's not going to be solved. But you take it as a challenge that no, this is an opportunity for me to grow to a higher dimension. I must know how to own up the people who are otherwise unruly maybe. I must try to do that with all my intelligence and all, and course through the challenge. If we really do it, we will find that finally when we have coursed through the challenge, we have grown to a higher dimension. We have gone up by at least one step. Is it not so always? So any difficulty coming, always we try to avoid the difficulty. But the spiritual pursuit tells us that don't consider the difficulties as difficulty. Consider them as an opportunity to grow to a higher dimension by coursing through that. One example is coming to my mind that we have been holding the last Bhagavad Gita, Global Bhagavad Gita Convention we held in San Jose State University. Some of you would have attended also. Now, our Swamiji is given to big programs, mega programs like this. So whenever he proposes such a program, all the disciples will say that it is impossible, Swamiji. It cannot be done. There we don't have anybody. How such a program can be done? Swamiji will keep quiet but will not leave. He will start talking to others and all. See, he wants it, so do it. So somehow we will get tagged to it. And there will be lot of resistance from all the volunteers for some time. Ye nahi hoga, wo nahi hoga. This cannot be done, that cannot be done. Oh, there are so many people, it cannot be handled that manner. Let us get an event manager, he will do all these things. All these things they will say. But finally, we have to course through. And after the event is over, you will find all the volunteers are very happy. Now, this is something which they have not done with any selfish aim. They are doing for their love for Swamiji, and particularly when we inspire them to do something for the society. So it is not a selfish work. Where had it been selfish work, then it would have been different. It is they are doing for the welfare of everybody. And when it has happened with partial success or whatever, some success will always be there. When they have coursed through it, they all feel that first of all the impossibility of the event has gone. They cannot say now that it was impossible. Rather, they now take it as a credit that we have done it and we have been able to do. But more than that, they feel very happy working in a team and finally leading that to a successful end. So somewhat success. Even if it is not fully successful, it doesn't matter. Nobody bothers about it. Suppose they thought that 1,000 people will come, but finally we find that only 500 had come or 100 had come. Nobody bothers about it. They all accept the result because everybody has put his maximum and they are happy about the result, whatever has come. So if you have questions, we can deal with the questions.
Jai Guru Swamiji, you were actually about to start on that, qualities of Sthitaprajna qualities to remain anchored. If you can expand, because I think after that...
Sthitaprajna qualities are many, so I thought of not going into that. There are so many qualities, 20 qualities I have to explain.
Okay.
All of them are more or less same. But basically what I wanted to tell today is that any of these qualities, if you follow, all other qualities also will come to you because they are all basically depending on overcoming the smallness of our identity. That we think that we are small and we are limited by our body, mind, personality, different from all others. We are not able to own up the whole universe or at least the whole society. So if that is overcome, then all the qualities will come, automatically come. So if we take any of the qualities, try to grow with that quality. Suppose amanitvam. It starts with amanitvam, adambhitvam. Amanitvam means we have a sense of prestige somewhere. Is it not that I went to their house but they did not come, or I told him something, he did not listen to me, now he is asking this and that. Always mana. Mana means the sense of prestige, pride, etc. It comes. Now, amanitvam means not to have that. Now, where from this manitvam is coming? Is it not a smallness of our identity that I think that I am a respectable person, I should be shown this way, that way? Then, if you can overcome that, then you become free of that constriction which you create by your sense of mana, sense of prestige. It is actually making us small, making us rigid. So, if people, whatever I am, if people don't know, or people don't regard it, or people don't appreciate it, Whatever to be done, I will do. Whatever I can do, I will do. But that should not create any rigidity in my mindset. Adambhitvam means you should not be in the name of dharma, actually dharma, or say, it's called dharmadhvaja. That means you are showing off. That in puja also, we make so many items of prasada, which God doesn't take anything, we take. See, prasada, it is different in different states. In America, it is altogether different, perhaps. Because wherever people like which sweet, that will become the prasada of that place. So if God was given the prasada, then it should have been identical everywhere. So in doing puja or even pursuing spirituality or individual spiritual sadhana also, you will find that showing off tendencies come. Now, what is this showing off tendency? Is it not according to what I am thinking that this body-mind personality is me and trying to put it in an honorable position in the society? So it is constricting my idea about myself, that real identity, we are going far from the real identity. Whereas if we dissolve it, then we are coming closer to the real identity. Like that, every quality if you pursue, it will take you closer and closer to the real, universal, impersonal, impartial identity. All those qualities can be understood like that. I have discussed this in 13th chapter, in YouTube it is there. Each quality I have shown that it takes us finally to the ultimate goal. I have one by one quality I have explained there.
So you talked about listening to the inner voice, and also mentioned Shreyas and Prayas.
Not here, somewhere else I must have. Shreyas and Prayas, the words
you said there, you said there is a way to indulge or not. And so in that case, is it, so when you listen to the inner voice, it's always against something that you are easily able to do. That's when the inner voice is speaking up. So is it just sheer willpower that you just have to rely on your willpower to not engage in it?
Every change we want to make in our, bring in our personality, it is done with willpower, which in Sanskrit it is called paurusha. Without applying that, no change can be brought into our personality. If it was all, as long as we think that we have a choice, suppose in taking food we are applying our choice, in taking a job we are applying our choice, as long as we feel we have a choice, we have to apply our willpower to select what is auspicious and reject what is inauspicious. That is Shreyas and Prayas. What is, may not be inauspicious. Shreyas, Prayas she raised, that actually Prayas means what is immediately pleasant. We always run after that. Whereas Shreyas means which may not be immediately pleasant. Maybe, may not be, generally not. But which will ultimately be fulfilling and ultimately take us to the final goal. So this selection, every moment the world is coming with this. In one basket it is Prayas, one basket it is Shreyas. We have to make our choice with our willpower, you say, or our independence, our own choice. We have to choose the Shreyas in preference to the Prayas. We have to apply our intelligence to know that which is the Shreyas and which is the Prayas. Kathopanishad explains it very well, that a proper intelligent person whose buddhi is anchored in the auspiciousness in the soul, he will go around every offer. Not only go around, he will dissect, he will split it and see what is there inside. And then finally come to a conclusion, is it for Shreyas or Prayas? If it is for Shreyas, he will walk that path. If it is for Prayas, he will not, generally. Does it answer your question? So willpower is everywhere. Even that, the example what I said, that changing, reversing the whole tendency from the winning over the lower tendencies with the higher level of our inner voice or so. It is absolutely willpower. The Uddharet the Atmanatmanam, that 6th chapter, 6.5 I think, 6.5 Bhagavad Gita. It is only speaking of the Paurusha, of the willpower. And you will be surprised that in Yoga Vasishtha Ramayana, where Vasishtha Deva is talking about this Paurusha, he is saying that with 2 hands raised, I am shouting that it is only Paurusha that takes us. There is nothing called Daiva. Although Daiva is there, but we always said that something happened, it is my fate, it is my karma. We refer to that like that. He is saying that there is no fate at all, it is all our Paurusha and Paurusha alone. But nobody is there to listen to me. Vasishtha Deva says, nobody listens to me. Because we always try to escape by shifting the responsibility. Everything happening in our life, we are responsible. And it has to be done with the willpower, which means Paurusha. Even we have the Purusharthas, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Why they are called Purushartha? It is Purushasya Artha, means something to be gained by applying our will, applying our own power. Dharma, to be in harmony with the natural law of sustenance. Our greed, our ambition will prevent. Suppose a person is owning a factory. He will try to increase his profit and he will throw the effluent in all the pollution in the atmosphere just to have a little more profit. But by doing it, he is going against nature. So it is adharmic. Not only that, he doesn't know that what is he going to do with the extra profit, because that same polluted air, his children, his grandchildren, they are going to breathe. We don't think about it. So every moment, whatever we are doing, it has to be analyzed with the Paurusha and taken a decision. You were asking something.
So I'm Santosh. Thank you, Swamiji, for your session. I'm very interested in that diagram which you've shown us about the mind and intelligence. Because I'm an engineer, I like to dissect things. If someone gives me the flower, my mind, I don't know what is mind, I like to dissect the flower, but I don't get to experience that fragment of the experience of the flower. So I often get confused. There is a dilemma. What is mind and what is intelligent? Is it my mind is saying for the dissection, or is it intelligent? Because in that diagram, you put the mind in the front, there is an intelligence. So what is the difference?
See, that is according to it's a question of definition. Both are a function of our consciousness. Both mind and intelligence, they are functions, different functions of our consciousness. They are consciousness basically. Now the function wise, the difference is said, what is that? Mind is, what is the term used in Sanskrit? No. Sankalpa vikalpatmakaha manaha. That is, mind is always, it is going on thinking. Some sankalpa, some vikalpa, means I will do this, I will not do this, I have done this. Mostly you will find that our mind, that mic is, no volume is there. Are you able to hear?
Yeah, we are able to.
So, constantly if you watch your mind, you will find most of the time it is given to useless thinking about the past or the future. It is never in the present, it is not thinking of what are we doing actually. So the mind goes on producing thought, which are some are positive, some are negative, some are past, some are future, like that. That is the thought production is the function of the mind. Whereas, what is the intelligence definition? In Sanskrit is not coming. Nishchayatmika buddhihi. Nishchayatmika buddhihi. The intelligence is analyzing the thoughts and coming to a decision. So analysis and decision making is the function of the buddhi. So any thought production, thinking of past, future, everything without any analysis is the mind And wherever the analysis is there, we call it the function of the buddhi. Both will work together without the other. The mind can work without intelligence, but the intelligence to work has to have the mind also, because there will be thoughts corresponding in the mind. So it is actually the different kinds of thoughts we are differentiating. Really speaking, which are analytical thoughts of the mind, we are calling it buddhi. Or which are non-analytical thought in the mind, we are calling it mind, manaha. It's a question of definition. So we have put that the intelligence has to drive the chariot. So naturally it has to know where the horses should be allowed to go. So it is taking the instruction. It may not take the instruction. It may develop its own also, whatever it does. But the mind is generally not taking that decision. It is only carrying the decision of the intelligence to the horses, to the sense organs. Somebody was saying, give the mic.
Thank you.
Hey, is it over or you wanted to ask something? I'm done.
Swamiji, coming to that.
What is your name?
Here, my name is Venugopal. Coming to that same slide, see, the mind consists of conscious and subconscious mind. So, is there any role of subconscious mind to train that subconscious mind to achieve?
See, in our spirituality, we don't consider anything as subconscious.
Okay.
The subconsciousness term is not there. But we do say that the hidden desires and all, which you can say subconscious. So, spirituality is to lay our personality completely open. That's, in biology, we cut the frog and open it, and then see that here is the heart, it is pumping, here is this, that and all. So whatever is there you are seeing. Like that our personality, which consists of, I am not asking the body should be open, but mind and intelligence, they have to be completely laid absolutely flat on our thought table, and you dissect it and open it and see what is there or not. You will find that there will be a lot of tendency to hide. That you have caught hold of a tendency that, oh, achha, that is also there in you. No, it is not me. It is somebody else said, so I behaved like this. I am talking about conversing with yourself. Nobody else is there. You are looking into your mind, you will find that many of the things we don't want to accept that I have that. So we have to lay open our being completely, accept everything that is being shown. So subconscious, we don't call it subconscious, but there will be a lot of things hidden which you have to open up, see and cleanse. Cleansing has to be done for everything. In our case, what we do, those who are given to knowledge pursuit, they do it by studying the scriptures, studying Bhagavad Gita, studying Upanishads. And what are we studying there? We are studying about Atma, which is our real identity, but about that, which is immortal, impersonal, impartial, doesn't undergo any change at all, which is transcendental and all-pervading. All these qualities are there. So the concept is such a concept that more and more you interact with that concept, those qualities should adorn you. Anywhere, suppose a ball is standing, another ball is moving. When it hits the ball, there is a energy exchange, is it not? Like that, if you stay with an angry person, you will find that you are also developing some anger. If you stay with a peaceful person, you will find that automatically peace is dawning in you. Everybody must have experienced that. So we think that the mind is restricted within our personality, with our body. It is not so. It is spreading everywhere. It is interacting with each other also.
No, I have read a book where they say that subconscious mind can control your behavior and you can train your subconscious mind to control your behavior at any situation.
Yes, definitely you can do.
Yeah.
But in full spirituality, a proper pursuit, we don't take any key like that, take away like that, that you do this experimentally, this or that. Because what we have to do is to become zero or infinity. So whatever is hindering that process, we have to say goodbye to that. So straight away you look within and remove those qualities.
Okay.
So subconscious mind will become absolutely open before you. How? Suppose you are polishing a table. You have not, but you know that how polishing is done. Initially it is all very dirty, you know. But as you come closer and closer to the final polishing level, you will find even a small speck of some black spot or something, it becomes very much visible, is it not? Initially everything is wrong, but as you polish it, clean it, polish it, even small defects also will show up. Exactly that happens in our spiritual pursuit also. As you become purer and purer, your mind becomes purer and purer, whatever is there in the subconscious, so-called subconscious as you are saying, it will all show up. And you have to act on them to remove them.
My name is Rajesh. Question for you, Swamiji. What is the recommended daily spiritual practice that you would suggest for us?
It cannot be a general prescription. As you go to a doctor and each patient will be given a different prescription, so it will be different for different people. Now I will suggest that is because it's a general prescription applicable to all. It is given by Patanjali in his Yoga Darshana, that there are 3 steps of meditational practice. The first is called Sukhasanam. That means you must sit comfortably. So be it Padmasana or Bhadrasana or anything, you can do it even lying also, for old people particularly, provided you have slept well, that you should not fall asleep. But why Sukhasana? Because you have to forget the body. Otherwise the mind will be there in the knee pain, back pain and all. Meditation cannot be done. The second point is very, very important for all. It is Prayatna Shaithilya. Prayatna means effort. Shaithilya means lose. So Prayatna Shaithilya means effortlessness. Effortlessness. This is extremely important. Because when we try to meditate, right there we put an effort. I am going to meditate now. Then focus the mind there, eye there, this, that and all. So no effort should be there. But you have to put some effort to become effortless. Without that the effortlessness will not come. We are so used to putting effort in everything that there will be an effort. So that effort has to be to remove the effortfulness. So you can have whatever is your japa, you can use that, or you can have a feeling of accepting everything, let everything go. Just release yourself. Whatever comes, thought comes, it will try to disturb you. Try to completely accept that. Okay, but the thought of various struggles, various challenges will come in. If you are ready to accept everything, then no thought will disturb you. I am going to lose all my property. ठीक है? Let the properties go. I am going to lose my wife or husband. ठीक है? जाने दो. क्या है? What is so great about it? So, I am going to die. There is some disease, I am going to die. Okay, I will die. So many people are dying every day. Thousands and millions of people are dying every day. How does it matter if I die? What is so great about this body, mind, personality? So this is the way, this is the effort, which is not really effort, which you can apply to become absolutely effortless. This is a great thing. If you can do it, you will feel that you are becoming absolutely free of everything. This acceptance, call it surrender. Both are same. Surrender to whatever is happening. Then the third one is called Ananta Samapatti. That is, what are you trying to finally become? You are becoming like the space, like infinitude, infinity. The mind is always making us small. putting the body-mind limitation, I want this, I don't like this, I like this, clinging to the likes, hating the dislike, all those things are making us small. When we think of the space, an unlimited vastness, then the mind also takes to that form. So, why this Ananta Samapatti? Because the mind, given to its habit, it will have a tendency to always becoming small. So if we can induce that infinitude in the mind, then what you will find? You will feel that spatialness in us, a sky-like dimension, a spatial dimension, which is more than the sky or the space, because space or sky is inert. It will not be inert, it is a conscious space. And that is our ultimate aim of meditation, to know who am I. That I is actually a conscious space. It is called Chit Akasha, Chidakasha, Chit Akasha. That is, it is not Akasha, the space. It is a conscious space, it's not an inert space. Conscious space can only be in the form of I. It cannot, consciousness you cannot show anywhere else. It can only be known as the amness and the I. These three should be sufficient for him. Prabuddham vimuktam vikaradihinam prasannam sada nitya bodhasvarupam param nishchalam nirgunam sarvarupam bhajeham sadanusmarami pranomi. Hari.